In this lab, we're going to set up a free Azure account. Now bear in mind, labs in this course are not mandatory. They are an addition to the content in the other lectures and will give you a better understanding of how Azure works. We need an email account to set up a free Azure account. I recommend for this course that you use a private email account. If you use a corporate email account, it could already have access to Azure and it may cause some problems. I am here on Outlook.com and I'm going to create a free Outlook account. I click the blue button, create free account, and I need to now choose a new email address. I'm going to choose az900acg@outlook.com, and then I need to obviously choose a password. So type in your favorite secure password, click next. So I'm going to put in my name here, Lars Clint, and click next, and my birth date, and I can choose whatever I want here, and you can put in your obviously your birthday. My country is Australia, click next, and there's a bit of a captcha exercise here. We'll see if we can get this right. These are always a bit interesting. We'll see if that's correct. And Outlook's creating my account. So it looks like I got that right. And I now have a free email address that I can use to sign up to Azure with. So I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to go to azure.com. And in here I can start free. So you can see the green button that says start free. And there's a few bits of information about what you get with your free account, which you'll always already have seen in the lecture on creating a free account. I'm going to start free. And this is where I sign up with the email address that I just created. So here I choose the email address I just created, az900 by acg@outlook.com. Click next. And now we go through the whole sign up process for creating a new free Azure account. So I need to put in my email address again, even though I just did, az900 by acg@outlook.com. And you need to put in your real phone number because it will be verified, which is good. You choose identity verification by phone, and I'll say text me, and I will get a text message on my phone that I'll need to enter. And there it is. That was the code I just got here as well, and verify my code. So now Azure knows that I am me with that email address and that phone number. And then we do need to put in a valid credit card because we want to keep out, well, bots essentially. You can't just put in any credit card number. So I'm going to use one I have prepared earlier here, and you will have to put in a valid credit card of your own choosing. So once I've done that, I can click next, and it will verify that my details are correct for that card. And you then have to agree to all the terms and conditions for the Azure account, and you don't have a choice. So click agree, sign up, and you're now signed up to a free account for Azure, and that includes all the things that we went through in the earlier lecture. So now we're ready to start with Azure. So you click on the blue Go to the Portal button, and that will take you to the Azure portal. And this is where we'll be doing most of the work in all of the labs in this course. And again, remember, labs are not mandatory. They're here to expand your understanding of how Azure works. This is the first thing you'll see. You can have a tour, or you can maybe start later. I'm going to just start maybe later. And in the Azure portal here, you can see that you have several areas. On the left, there is all of the sort of shortcuts and the favorites to various services that are normally the most popular services to use. We start here with a quick start center in the middle, where there are certain wizards and guides to what you can do. And at the top, there is another bar which has a search, which we'll go back to in another lab later on in the course. And on the right here, you may remember in this chapter we talked about the Cloud Shell, which is the CLI and the PowerShell in the browser. That is this button here. Now, we aren't going to use the Cloud Shell in this course, but this is where it is if you need to find it and if you want to explore it on your own time. And again, you can choose Bash, which is like the CLI, or PowerShell in this case. We have a directory and subscription filter. So if you have more than one directory or subscription associated, so more than one Azure account with your email address, you could swap between them. There are some notifications. There are some settings for the portal, and then you can ask questions and get help and submit feedback. And that is pretty much the portal in a nutshell. You now have a free Azure account that we created with our free Outlook.com email address. And again, this is all you need to do to get access to all the Azure services and the free credits and all the other free Azure services to get you started using Azure.